The thoughts can change your life with me, Reverend Lee. So today, thought I'd start off with this. First thing in the morning, do you take life for granted? I know you do. We all do. What do you take for granted? That's really an interesting question. Because if you take for granted that today someone's going to put you down, someone's going to hurt you, someone's going to make you a victim, well, you're creating that energy. Do you take for granted that you're alive? Do you take for granted that you're breathing? Do you take for granted that you have shelter? Do you take for granted that you have food? Do you take for granted that you have the ability to think? Do you take for granted that not only do you have the ability to think, but what you think about becomes your experience? Do you take it for granted, or have you become so numb that you forget you are alive? And life is the greatest thing that we can realize. If you truly realize that you're alive, that means, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with your life? How are you going to be alive? How are you going to express life? Because if you don't take life for granted, but you appreciate that every moment is new and special, and when you truly begin to see the beauty in all life, you can't help but go into gratitude. It's amazing this morning. The sun is coming up. We had some rain. The trees, the leaves, the grass, everything is so green, so alive. Have you looked outside and seen the beauty that's all around? Have you seen that nature's always in balance? Have you seen that your life is always in balance? Do you have a friend, a partner, a child, a parent? Do you take them for granted? Because it could be just a nanosecond and they're gone. Everything is constantly changing and evolving. There is no time to take anything for granted. There's only time to fully immerse yourself in this now and appreciate and live from a state of gratitude. And when you do that, your awareness will continually increase, and you'll be taking less and less for granted, and you'll be appreciating more. I know I was at the gym the other day, and I was lifting my weights, and there was a young buck there, probably 19, 20 football player at the local high school. And he was just crunching some weight. And I started to go, whoa, why aren't I crunching that weight? And I said, don't take for granted your health. Don't take for granted your strength. You're 72. They're 18, 19. There's a difference. Appreciate who you are. I don't take for granted that I'm able to move in ways that most people my age don't. There is pretty much nothing I can't do physically, because I don't take my body for granted. I feed it healthy. I drink healthy. I exercise it. I meditate to keep the strength, to keep the stress out. I do not take my body for granted. When I do, the universe wakes me up. Are you taking your body for granted? Great thing to ask. Here's how you know. What are you putting in it? You know what I'm saying. I don't have to go through the details. What are you putting in your body? Because whatever you put in, it creates your body out of. Isn't that interesting? Try it. Every piece of food, every drink you take in, your body creates itself out of that. So don't take for granted that any food's going to work for you. May in the short term, what about the long term? I know you're going to say, Lee, well, I'm an infinite divine expression of the one. Yeah, but you also live in a body, and there are some natural laws that seem to apply. And so let's use those laws. Let's not take them for granted. Let's use them for our benefit. And people say, why do you put so much emphasis on your body? And I go, it's real simple. It's my vessel to experience this life. Why wouldn't I take care of the vessel that I'm experiencing life? If you're going to go on a long road trip and you haven't taken care of your car, you're going to break down somewhere. It's not going to be a pleasant experience. But if you do your maintenance, you take care of your car's going to last forever. I know I've got I have a Honda Accord hybrid. I've had it now since 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I've had it 6, 7 years. I do the scheduled maintenance. I never have a problem. I don't take my car for granted. I do what's necessary. Every morning, don't take your mind, don't take your state of peace for granted. Meditate. You be the creator. You be the one who decides where you go. I'll tell you what, when you don't take life for granted and you appreciate everything, you live in a state of awe and you feel such a sense of fulfillment just by being alive. Yeah. Today I'm in the last day of this year of my life. Tomorrow I will celebrate my 72nd birthday. I don't take it for granted. And I'm not looking forward to tomorrow because I'm fully present today. I look at it this way. This is Lee Wallach Eve. You know how we have Christmas Eve? Well, we have Lee Wallach Eve. And Eve to me means appreciating everything you've been, everything you are, all that life has given you. Fully appreciate it. And then you go into the new day from a state of gratitude. There's no better way to celebrate. So today at 10 o'clock, about 2 hours from now, I'll be doing Healing Through Love. Why don't you take time out of your day and join me for this healing session? Be a giver. Give life. I'm going to bring you into a state of oneness, and you're going to share that state of oneness. The Zoom link is at agapespiritualcenter.com. I promise you it's a well worth experience. With that, I'm complete today. I'm not taking you for granted. I've given you what I wanted to give. Now you get to do with it what you want. Have a good one, everyone. Much love. Aloha.